Is the number?
Yeah, there it goes. Hello, I'm Reverend Paul Gaspar, and for over 30 years I've been helping people with life and living. And our format is that I'm asked questions and I come up with the answers. So the ladies here tonight are going to ask me now about
Fear.
fear. What's your question about fear?
Why is fear the biggest obstacle in people's lives?
In our humanness, if our foundation was love, love gives us peace, it gives us joy, happiness, strength. It's our foundation, right? If we don't have that, what do we have? Insecurity, fear, right? Now, when you want to build a house, you have to go to your township or your county. You got to get a permit. You have to have blueprints. You have to have the house inspected by professionals at every stage. Why? So that it doesn't hurt someone. So they protect you. And if you sell it to someone, they know it's going to be okay because it was done staged by properly. But what permit do you get when you get a license? You get a license to get married, but there's no instruction. There's nobody coming in inspecting to make sure you're treating your wife properly, right? You see what I mean? Having a child, these things are left up to us. So if we don't have the right foundation in love, we're not going to be good husbands. We're not going to be good fathers. We're not going to be good brothers or neighbors or whatever. So we know, because God puts that in our hearts, we know when we're not doing the right thing. So we'll have fear, insecurity, all kinds of negative feelings. And what happens when these feelings get too strong? Well, we'll drink. I'll have another. Make it a double, because we don't want to feel the guilt. We don't want to feel the shame. We don't want to feel that we're wrong. We don't want to feel that we're doing the wrong thing. So we medicate, which is wrong in itself. Booze doesn't do it, so we'll do some drugs. Well, the drugs doesn't do it either, so we'll sleep with a woman who's not our wife. Or we're not going to drive 70, we're going to drive at 100. We're just going to do wild and crazy things that endangers us and everyone else. And that's the opposite of love. It's selfishness. And where does fear come from? It comes out of selfishness. Because when we're doing the right thing, we won't have the fear. Okay? Why do most children not fall from, they do fall from heights, but why? Because we have a sense of balance, right? It's like when we first start riding a bike. Our parents maybe put some training wheels. I put some training wheels on Maggie's bike. It doesn't take long. You find the balance. But in life, if you don't find love, you're not going to have balance. And you're going to have fear. You're going to have insecurity. You're not going to be confident. And people tell me, I love. I said, well, if you love, how do you feel? Well, I'm here because I don't feel good. I don't feel like saying, well, I guess you don't have love either then, right? Does that make sense?
Yes. So how do people, what would you advise people how to deal with their fear? What is the best anecdote?
Calming. God gave us so many people so that we share, right? So if I was to call you up and say, hey, I'm having this exam tomorrow, I'm really afraid. Well, Paul, why? You've been taking these classes for 6 months. Why would you be afraid? You've been studying? Yeah. You go to all your classes? Yep. What are you afraid of? Well, I'd be afraid because I probably got low self-esteem, low self-worth, low dignity, no confidence, because I've done the work. So I should be confident. I should say, hey, yes, I got this, right? When you write an exam, you don't have to get 100. You only have to get 60 or 70 or whatever the number is. So they give you a margin for error. But why aren't we confident? Because we deep down inside, we know we haven't done the right thing. women ask me this, and this is a big problem for me, right? Because a lot of people have different ideas. It's 2018. Why do women get pregnant today? Don't hesitate, just jump right in. Why? There's 1,200 different kinds of birth control. Why do women get pregnant? Because they want to. It's not an accident. That's baloney. It's because they want to. So it's like everything else. Why do we do what we do? Because we want to. Not because it's what we need or what the other person needs. It's because we've convinced ourselves, this is what I want. This is what I need. But boy, after the first year, they say, boy, I wish I'd have put this off. I wish I wouldn't have done this so soon. Because there's timing for this. So when we do the wrong thing, there is fear. Okay? God gave us, it should be, like they say, a healthy fear. But we must do the right things. Because if we just do the selfish things, the wrong things, we're going to feel all these negative feelings. Am I answering your question? That look you're giving me is like...
Yes, but I also feel that through sharing with other people, we can tear away at the fear to the point where we control the fear. The fear doesn't control us.
You're absolutely right. And that's where we always talk about the sharing. In the sharing, like if I call you up and say, look, I got to write my law exam tomorrow and I'm afraid, you can be there for me. You can encourage me and say, hey, Paul, you've been taking these classes for 4 years. You've passed the other exams. You can encourage me. You can be there for me. But if I don't call you and I don't share, I'm left with these negative feelings. And what do negative feelings beget? More negative feelings. And it gets worse.
Fear.
And more fear and more insecurity. It just gets worse. So a lot of people don't have the freedom to share, to get honest. And remember, the truth will set you free. And that's what we have to find, the people that are caring enough that we can trust and share our insecurities and fears with them. I guarantee you, people that don't feel good don't share.
So is it fair to say that the more people we share with, the less fear we're going to have, the better we're going to feel about ourselves?
Absolutely. Guaranteed.
However,
Absolutely.
the fear will never go away completely.
Well, I mean, it's there. You'll have healthy fears, right? It's called like spiritual maturity. Everybody knows what maturity is. That's what you have to practice. So it's not so much how many people you share with, it's the quality of the sharing. Like a lot of people tell me, well, Paul, I shared this, or I told this story. I said, now hang on. When you're sharing something that's gone on with you or something, you got to share those feelings about it. That's the meat of it. That's the meat of sharing. This scared me. This made me mad. This made me angry. This wanted me to go out and drive my car faster. We got to share those feelings, because when we share those feelings, we can deal with them. But if we don't share them, they build up inside and they get worse, and we have pain. Why do you think people take drugs, have sex with people other than their spouse? They're trying to escape. That's what all that is. 6 football games. Who in their right mind watch 6 football games in one day when they got a wife and kids? Right? Because they deserve that time. So I may watch 1 football game, but I got to help my wife or I got to help my kids because they're the priority. My entertainment is not my priority. The people in my life, they're God's priority, and God's priority is my priority. And that person, I'd follow anywhere. Yes?
I never heard of healthy fears. What is healthy fears, or what are
Well, why do you on curves in the road, why do they put up guardrails? So if you're not paying attention and you'll hit one, you won't go over and kill yourself.
Oh.
Right? So it was a healthy fear for the county to put those guardrails up,
Oh.
right?
Okay.
And
So like prevention.
yeah, why do they have speed limits, right? You know, you take Advil or whatever. They say, well, if you're this age, you take 2. If you're this age, you take 1. You know, there's rules, right? And what's the rule? You take care of the people God put in your life. Mother, father, sister, brother, neighbors, you know. Our neighbor called the other day. He needed to go to the doctor. You know, didn't have to ask Ellie twice. Sure, what time? One of us will be there to take you, right? He needed that. The guy's 90 years old, and he was having some minor surgery, but who knows how he could drive home or whatever. That's what, you know, you do. You call and you ask for help. Those are the 2 most spiritual words in the English language. Help me. You know, a lot of times it says in the Bible somewhere, if a child asks for bread, what father or mother would give them a stone? You give people what they need because you care. But if you don't care, what kind of neighborhood is that to live in?
And also,
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And also, too, going along with healthy fear, it's like getting immunizations for your children.
Oh, okay.
So to prevent them from coming down with measles or mumps or rubella or, you know, typhoid fever, things like that. You know, why do they recommend elderly people get shots when they get older to prevent them from getting shingles? You know, that's a healthy fear you undertake to protect yourself so that you don't end up getting the illness.
Oh, okay.
That's a healthy fear.
Ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Okay. Do you have another question? Okay, it's that time of year. Please make sure to follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, make appointments, YouTube. Anyway, I hope this will be of some value to you. Maybe you have a friend who's not doing so well. Get them to watch some of these videos. They'll thank you for it eventually, maybe, but it'll help them anyway. Take care.